What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld. Today we're going to be discussing one of the major things that are going on in Madden 21, but it's been going on since about Madden 16. In 15, it wasn't as crazy. I would say this, like in 15, you could moss people. Back when, the Mutt Master was Richard Sherman, I remember you could sometimes a dude would just moss you through your body, but it wasn't like this. Like, this is probably the worst that it's been over the last couple of years, where you're just constantly getting the ball thrown through your body. So for those of you guys that are trying to wonder, like, yo, what's going on? What's this guy talking about? Pretty much what happens is your opponent will line up and he'll just throw the ball directly at you, and there's nothing you can do about it. So we're going to go ahead and we'll take a few looks at it, right? So you have this version right here where you'll have Acrobat and your guy will just dive. It looks like he picked it, and it just, it just goes through him, dude. Like, it is what, that's Richard Sherman. That's 6'3" of all man, dude. That's 6'3" of all man. That right there, the way that it looks right there is just a really good pass. But, realistically, it gets a lot worse. Like, you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, Acrobat, when you reach out for it, usually you're supposed to pick it. Early in the year, it would happen. This one is a little bit more volatile. Like right there, I light up, I have mid zone, and he just throws it right there, and it just goes through different opponents. Same wild savagery that goes on, right? So you guys are like, yo, Gmi, is there an ability that can stop this? Like what am I supposed to do here? Like, dude, it doesn't even really matter. Like, whatever it is that they're doing, it's fine. It just works out very, very well. All of us have different versions of what's been going on. So what we're going to talk about right now is a couple things that I've been doing, right? Realistically speaking, you have to be very, very lucky to stop any pass, especially a low pass that's being thrown right at you. There is nothing really in the game, because originally in the beginning of the year it was Acrobat, then they tuned it. Now it just goes right through you. Like, it's like you're not even there. It's a very beautiful thing to see if you're a psychopath, but if you're a normal person, it probably doesn't work out very well for you. But what happens is this, right? There's something going on with the game where they're just allowed to just throw the ball at you. Like, look, take it, here you go. And they just throw it at you, and we're forced to try to figure out, like, all right, what can we do, right? What is the best logical thing to do in order to stop it? Now, it all depends on what side of the field that you're on. So what I did now, right, I took off Acrobat off Namdi, and Namdi just rocks universal coverage, right? Because Acrobat's not working. And what I did with Richard Sherman is I added mid-zone. Now, let me tell you something about mid-zone, right? People were talking about it a lot, and EA got wind of it, like, oh, it lights up no matter where you are on the field. A lot of people had it on their players, trying to get the advantage, and for the most part, it doesn't work as well as it used to. I'm not going to say it doesn't work at all, because sometimes they will play a route that they usually otherwise wouldn't play. And the funny part about that is, you can see the manipulation with the game, because what exactly are they doing to the player? Because this guy right here has a 99 zone coverage. So what EA is telling us is that although he has a 99 zone coverage, he still won't play zone unless you give him an ability. Because theoretically speaking, right, abilities should only enhance what the player is already doing based on attributes. That's the way that Madden always was. But what happens is we just accept it. Like, nobody is, I can't say that we accept it, because a lot of you guys have been voicing your opinions. Not volatile. I always recommend that if you're going to go and talk to any of the associates at EA, you be respectable. You can hate the game and not go crazy on the person that you're speaking to. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just out of respect. We don't want to be those guys that, oh my God, yo, I want to do that. Like, you don't need to do all that. You can just be very, 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 hard with the critique. Like, yo, look, this right here is very disgusting that this happens, stuff like that. That's what I actually ask you guys to do, because when you start attacking them personally, you're not getting anything out of that. You know what I'm saying? That's why for me, I just go wild on the game. I don't really care about attacking attacking somebody personally. Listen, bro, they're trying to make money. They're doing what they do. Yes, I don't like a lot of features of the game, but the game is not made for you and I. For most of us that have been playing Madden since Sega Genesis, it's not made for us anymore. It's made for the younger generation that wants to throw the ball up in the air and just be happy that they got lucky and they moss you, dude. Like, it's not like me. I'll moss you, but it's a skill involved. And I'm trying to bring back that movement of the players and stuff like that. But the advantage is still the younger generation, because they don't understand what Madden once was. They just come out right now and send two and they get through. And they're like, all right, cool. Back in the day, you just sit in the pocket forever, throw a dot. Like, it doesn't make any sense, but this is where we are right now. So I just want to make sure I let you guys understand that. Although your players may be maxed out with zone, play rec, jump, all that stuff, unless you give them abilities, they won't do anything. And that's by design. And that's weird, because I believe once you max out a specific attribute, you shouldn't need an ability for that attribute. Like, he should automatically have mid zone, deep zone out, deep zone in. He should because he's at 99. So what is the point of having that if that doesn't matter? You see what I'm saying, guys? Like, that's something that they should probably look to do. Once you get to the highest level, you max it out and you no longer need the ability. And that, I believe, would encourage people to go for theme teams and to max out scheme chems and stuff like that in a different aspect, as opposed to all of us knowing abilities really just don't do anything. So, getting back to what we were talking about, with the mid-zone aspect, right? The reason that I took off Acrobat off of Nnamdi, just gave him universal coverage, and gave Richard Sherman mid-zone, is because mid-zone is kind of unique in the fashion, like, it'll actually stay around the area of where the player is throwing the ball. So put it like this, right? Say I put him in the cloud flat, and the guy's throwing a hitch on the left side, right? Or similar, the out route. With mid-zone, the clip that I showed you before, he has Acrobat, right? So because he has Acrobat, he gets dotted right in his face the way he's supposed to, because he's a piece of garbage, and he got everything he was looking for. Sorry, bro, I just got really, really angry about it, the way he got dotted right here. So look, right here with what he's doing right there, I did not have mid-zone on him. That is Acrobat. Acrobat would have given him a better position, and he probably would have just knocked the ball down. One of the things I want to point out to you guys, when you start using these deep route KOs, different things like that, deep zone KO, anything with the KO, mid zone, flat zone, any kind of KO, what happens is they are more geared up to knock the ball out than to actually pick it. So you're going to get an advantage because the player won't complete the pass, but you won't actually pick the ball off. All right, so it's about stopping it. So what I've noticed since I've been using mid-zone on Sherman, does he get dotted? Yes, but he doesn't get these same type of dots. Like, you're not going to dot him this way. Pretty much what would happen is he would knock this ball out and you wouldn't have caught it, as opposed to just Acrobat lighting up and doing absolutely nothing. That would be the difference, right, with mid-zone from what I've seen. So pretty much what happened is I was just labbing this throughout the day because, when I was with a Raiders theme team, none of my corners, everybody was man-to-man archetype. I wasn't able to do this for cheap by just using one. But obviously Richard Sherman is a zone archetype, so we can use it for one and get away with it. The benefit, like I'm saying, he's going to play a lot better on the left side of the field than he would with Acrobat, just using the mid-zone. Because he'll knock it out. He won't get dotted as often. So even though we won't pick it, we'll knock it down. That is the only thing that I can suggest to you guys to try to experiment and use with your players, because it's better to get the knockdown than to give up like a 4th and 10 on an out route or a 4th and 15, because it's stupid, even though you want the pick. So pretty much what EA is saying is you got to give something up. You're not going to get everything, so we might as well go ahead and take advantage of that. Now, as far as pick artist goes, right, I'm going to tell you this again. Pick artist is not going to do anything like it used to. It's a lot different than it once was. It only really works on your user player. So because of that, I would not recommend it. Some of you guys were saying, yo, I use that and he lights up. Yeah, okay, bro, it's Christmas at EA Sports, but it doesn't mean that it's working for you. I'm trying to explain that to you because if I tell you to run pick artist on your AI players, they're not going to play better. Even though we always click on, even with Acrobat, you click on and the guy just dives and doesn't go for anything. But with pick artist, it's not really an advantage unless you're using the player for the entirety of the play. And you will still drop picks with the AI if you have pick artist. Just to kind of put that out there, because I've been getting a lot of questions about that. Yo, this definitely, no, it definitely does not. And at the end of the day, you're going to have to go with the knockout versus trying to get the pick. And it's just the science of the game. There's nothing else you can really do about that. So I just want to make sure that that's very clear. So, going forward, everybody understands what's going on and what we're trying to do as far as stopping the ball from going through the body. But again, there is no real fix to consistently do it, but you can get knockouts. So as far as deep out zone KO and deep in zone KO, those are not really the major parts where you get the ball thrown through your body. It's usually fast, low passes, out routes, drags across the middle, thrown to the flat to the running back like I showed you in the clip. Those plays, they'll be able to successfully get it done. So deep out and deep in zone KO would not qualify as something that would help you with that. So mid zone for me right now is really, really working, right? And I'm going to be honest with you, Nnamdi is playing better with just an X factor, which is absolutely weird. Look, a lot of the stuff that works doesn't make sense. Just so that we're clear with it, I don't know if that's by design or if they want us to go crazy or whatever it is, right? But a lot of it doesn't make any sense. But I'm telling you, based on what I've seen, Nnamdi with just universal coverage actually plays better than having Acrobat. Maybe it's because he's a man-to-man archetype and he's 99 and everything or whatever. I don't know what it is. Maybe he doesn't need a boost. Maybe like what I'm thinking right now as far as what EA should do in the future, just a suggestion, once you max out a specific attribute, they should cut the actual ability out of your card. So he already has that ability. And I think that will make the game a lot more playable. Let me know what you think about that, because I've been really, saying that often. The attributes should amount for something to where they know that we're not idiots and we're just like, oh yeah, let's still put an ability on him even though he has all those high numbers. It just doesn't make any sense. So they have to do something to show us that the ability is actually working. So that's what I would suggest for you guys right now. Get yourself a zone archetype corner and one corner that's a man-to-man archetype. Give them a universal coverage, the man-to-man archetype, and give one of the other sides mid-zone. Everything else underneath is on you with your user and your zones, and depending on how you're going to rock it, which is why I got Jaquissi Tart, and he has universal coverage as well. He's one of my sub linebackers in Big Nickel, and we just wait for those passes to see what we can do with it. They honestly play a lot better without having abilities on them with the players that you see right here with my X Factors, all right? So that's pretty much what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. Let me know how often it's being thrown through your body. It's hilarious comments that you guys have, and it's a joy that we all know now that it's not just you. All of us are in this together. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. One love, y'all.